Latest now at a Target 12 investigators exclusive mall Milestone.
With Black Friday right around the corner, taking a close look at what the future holds for Rhode Island's largest shopping center.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years since Providence Place Mall first opened for business, and as Target 12 first reported Monday, state just recently finished paying off the money that it borrowed to fund the construction.
We've also learned the shift to online shopping is taking its toll on the mall's bottom line and changing the landscape of Providence Place.
And Target 12 investigators Tim White and Ted Nesi join us now with more details on Ted's findings.
Ted, one of the things that stuck out to me when I was watching your report is compared to other malls in our area, and we think of the Swansea Mall, Emerald Square Mall, just to name a couple, Providence Place seems to be doing okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, Tim. I mean, I was almost surprised when I did the investigation, did this report, that when I pulled the numbers for Providence Place actually, its occupancy is about 97% leased. Most of the mall is full right now, which is a lot more than at a lot of these other local malls. On the other hand, they do have challenges. There's no doubt about that at Providence Place. We found data that shows sales tax receipts fell about 14% since 2012.
That's got to be the online shopping effect.
Everyone thinks so. Right, online people just aren't going to the mall as often. And the other thing is you've seen the departure of those higher end stores like Nordstrom, which are definitely changing the image of the mall over time.
You looked into how this thing got going, and there was a lot of hand wringing going on when they were planning the Providence Place Mall. And we both know economic development operations here in Rhode Island don't always generate positive headlines, but there's a difference in this one.
Yeah, there was. I pulled a story by a reporter we used to have named Jack White. I don't know if you've heard of him. And
rings a bell.
Yeah, he's done a few things here. And you know what they're talking about, Governor Allman making the case at the time, we're going to put some of the sales tax revenue toward the mall to help pay off the debt. Taxpayers will do that piece, but you know there won't be any other taxpayer money that wouldn't have existed without the mall. And that's what happened. We actually found a document showing the mall was paid off by taxpayers just last month. About $70-something million was put toward the debt. The mall brought in way more than that, so it did in the end do what the governor said it would do.
Your original investigation aired Monday night. You're working on something tonight. What's ahead?
Well, one thing, Tim, that came up as I talked to people at the mall was some people did express concerns about safety. They see headlines about incidents at the mall and wonder, you know, is it not being taken care of as much? So I put that question to Providence Mayor Jorge Alorza when I sat down with him, and I'll have his answer tonight on Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Ted. And if you missed any of his investigation, you can watch it right now on WPRI.com. We've also posted vintage coverage from our Eyewitness News archives, reliving the 12-year process to build the massive downtown mall.